Second Sunday of Advent, Year C. Preparing the way for Christ's coming. This reflection is prepared by Father Ayub Francis, pastor at St. Jude Church, Grand Rapids, Michigan, USA. As we continue our Advent journey, the readings for the second Sunday invite us to prepare the way for the Lord in our hearts and in our world. The message is one of hope, encouragement, and the call to make straight the paths for Christ's coming. Each reading reminds us that God's salvation is near and calls us to deepen our faith and commitment to Him. Baruch, chapter 5, verse 1-9. The prophet Baruch speaks of the glory of Jerusalem and the promise of God's deliverance. The mountains and valleys will be made level, and the Lord will guide His people in joy and justice, emphasizing God's saving power and the restoration He offers. This passage speaks of the renewal of the people of Israel and the coming of a Messiah who will bring justice and peace. Meditation question: how can I help level the paths in my life, removing obstacles that prevent me from fully welcoming Christ during this Advent season? Psalm 126, verse 1-6. This psalm expresses the joy and gratitude of those who have been restored by God's mercy. It reflects on the longing for God's deliverance and the joy that follows when He answers our prayers. As we await the coming of Christ, we are reminded that our tears of longing will be turned into joy when we experience His saving grace. Meditation question: in what ways have I experienced God's mercy in my life, and how can I share that joy with others during this Advent season? Philippians chapter 1 verse 4-6 and 8-11. St. Paul writes with gratitude and joy, expressing his confidence that God, who began a good work in the Philippians, will bring it to completion. He prays that their love may abound more and more, and that they will be filled with the fruit of righteousness. Paul's words encourage us to trust in God's ongoing work in our lives and to be filled with the love and peace that comes from Christ. Meditation question: how can I deepen my love for God and others this Advent, allowing His work of transformation to grow within me? Gospel reading according to St. Luke, chapter 3, verse 1-6. In this passage, John the Baptist appears in the wilderness, calling people to repentance in preparation for the coming of the Lord. He fulfills the prophecy of Isaiah, proclaiming that every valley will be filled, every mountain made low, and the paths made straight. This message reminds us that Advent is a time for spiritual renewal and repentance, preparing our hearts to receive Christ. Meditation question: what rough paths in my life do I need to smooth out to prepare myself to fully encounter Christ this Advent? As we reflect on these readings, let us take time to examine our hearts and lives, removing obstacles and opening ourselves to the transformative grace of God. This Advent, may we all prepare a straight path for the coming of the Lord, filled with hope, joy, and a renewed commitment to His love and righteousness.